So Jacques, when you're ready, can you put up lesson 1?
Sure, Shaq saw that. One moment. Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Did you want to add something, or
No, just
we're going
go
to
down to the vocabulary. So what we need to do is pull out the vocabulary. Okay, so hi, hello is an exclamation. We abbreviate that as EXC. Okay, that means when you say hello, bye-bye, things like that.
all in caps, sir?
Huh?
All in capital letters?
The way you've been doing it, yeah.
Okay.
And then lesson 1. You also need to put the lesson in. You may as well go ahead and do that now. Okay. Have you been putting the lesson in parentheses before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me take a look at what you did on the other lesson. Just the file that you sent out to everybody. Let me just take a look at that. Okay, so EXC should go in parentheses and then L1. Okay, all right. Now, if you want to tell someone in class to sign it again, or I didn't understand again, is that like a verb or is it more of a, so how would you use it in the sentence?
It's a verb, Bank is saying. So it should be a verb.
Okay. All right. Go down. Okay, here on the chalkboard, don't include that one. That's just a picture. But to the left, to the right are adverbs.
Adverb, sir?
ADV,
Okay. This is Shaq. I have a question. In the other lessons, when we have, for example, colors, and again, this will be in the dictionary, those signs with the cards, is that also going to be in the dictionary when they were holding up the color cards?
No, that won't be in the dictionary.
So this board, then, this board graphic is pretty much the same thing. It's not included.
Well, we may include the one not here on the chalkboard. We may include right on the chalkboard. I have to look at that sign again. But in general, not included. These are teaching tools.
Okay.
Good. Good, okay. And that's name is a noun? Good.
Okay.
And then pronoun? Good.
Same thing.
Okay. Verbs? Yeah, I don't think we'll include right on the chalkboard. That'd be just for teaching purposes.
Okay, this is not included.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Question word? Good. Okay.
Okay. So we're just going to the
New
vocab.
vocabulary. All right. All right. Okay. Yes. Oh, sorry. Noun.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay, that finishes it. So now you can work on organizing those signs and putting them in the long dictionary, the full dictionary. Okay.
Okay. Looks
All
good.
right. You can go on to your group, and I'll go back to the general meeting room in case other people have questions.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so are you missing anyone now? Because Kyla and someone else and Yami not able to come today? So, everybody here?
I think
People,
we're just waiting for Meng.
okay. Okay. Each group want to summarize what they're working on now?
This is Jasmine.
Okay.
So I'm in charge of lesson 9. We fixed part of it. Nat was in lesson 10. Shaq sent me the lessons, and we're continuing to work on it. We haven't completed it yet.
Okay.
This
Nat?
is Nat. So I'm in lesson 10. We're arranging the hand shapes. So we've put 7, 8, and 10 together, just the one-handed signs. Lesson 1 has yet to be done because that's Shaq's department. So lesson 9 is being arranged. Lesson 10 is being arranged. Where's lesson 1? I think what has to happen though is once we're done with the arrangements, that's when we can put all the things together. Right, Shaq? Or Jasmine, am I correct? Jasmine's nodding her head. Shaq is saying, okay, we have the one-handed signs. The two-handed signs for each lesson is not yet done. I mean, it's just a simple cut and paste anyway if you're just putting all the signs together. So the nouns, the verbs, all the labeling is pretty much done, and I think it's just a matter of putting it all together into one document. You mean 9 and 10 or everything? Shaq is saying everything. But we still have to work on each other's lessons, then share it with the group just to do a double check. That's what I thought was going to happen. Shaq is saying, okay.
Okay, so how much longer do you think it will take you to finish 9, 10, and 1? Jasmine saying 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour.
How about you, Nat and Shaq? Another hour? You think you able to arrange Jasmine? Sorry, let me go back. So you're working on lesson 9. So did that mean you'll be finished with internally with lesson 9, or internally with lesson 9 and lesson 9 into the whole group?
So we're thinking of putting 1, 9, and 10 all together. This is not. So 9, 10 is together. 1 hasn't been included yet because we're just waiting on Shaq. So we're just waiting on lesson 1. This is Shaq. I will save lesson 1. I'll put it in separate documents, but the nouns and verb labels are done. We're just not going to deal with the sentence as of yet, right? But if you're just talking about the vocab, I think that could be done.
Okay, so let's continue for another hour. in your groups. Or if you want to join groups together, that's fine at this point. And finish the organization of lesson 9, 10, and 1. And then we come back at 3 o'clock, right? No, what time is it? What time is it there now? It's 2, okay. So come back at 3, 1 hour, and we'll discuss again. You have a break now? Yes, have a break. And then come back to your groups and we'll discuss again at 3 o'clock your time.
Sounds
Okay.
good, sir. Thumbs up.
So try to do the organization for lesson 9, lesson 10, lesson 1. If you have a chance to start putting those together, 1, 9, and 10, or if you have a chance to put your lesson into the large group that Shock prepared, that's fine also. Okay, see you, take a break and see you in an hour then.
All right, sir.
Okay.
One, 9, and 10. But before I had 2 and 8, and I'm putting it all into one document where it just focuses on the one
Yes.
hand.
Yes.
And so we're just waiting on the others.
Okay, good.
Should I go ahead with the two-handed signs?
Yes, let me show everyone something, and then if you want, I can send it to you and you can use it as a model. Sorry.
Okay, sir.
Everybody on now or just your group, just your one group, right?
Yes, sir. The other groups are still continuing with their discussion, Peeps is saying, so they're not yet
Yeah,
here.
we should all come back so we can all see this at one time. Hold on. Okay, let me show you something I just started working on.
Peeps is saying, I'll just call everybody to come back to the room.
Okay, here's what I'd like everything to sort of look like. You can modify it a bit. Okay, what I did was I took the work we did in Myanmar and just modified it for Filipino Sign Language. So this should be basically the introduction to the dictionary. There'll be a few pages before this, but we can, for now, we can start with this. So you can use this pretty much okay, as the introduction. And it explains all the stuff I explained to you for information. When I have like question marks here, we don't know the page numbers yet. So we will add those in later. And then we have, for example, the one-handed signs. I think there needs to be something else added here, but for right now, I want you to all work on a chart of the one-handed sign. And then insert all the one-handed signs in the text. And then you have how to find two-handed signs. And you can use this to make your own chart and then insert all the two-handed signs. Hold on a second. And for the page numbers, you can leave those blank now because we have to complete the dictionary before we can put the page numbers in. You can just leave the page numbers as they are, and we can change those later. All right, and then I will send you I think you already have this one. And this one shows you the full completed version for Myanmar. It shows you how to set up the initial handshake and the orientation. So you can use, if you want a copy of this, you have a copy of the last file, but I can send you a copy of the first file if you want. And you can start edit. You can directly edit that because it's a Word document. Okay. The full Yangon dictionary is a PDF file, so difficult to edit. So would you like that now, or would you like me to wait a little bit when you're more finished?
Peeps is saying, yeah, go ahead, sir, and send it to us so that we can all take a look at it.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you, Peeps. I'm not sure I have everybody's email.
Sure thing, sir.
And again, the Word document you can basically edit. Okay. Okay, I've sent it on.
Peeps is saying it's loading. I got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, great. All right. So how are you progressing now?
Good, sir.
First Jasmine, then Shak.
Okay. So it's getting better. We've done that one handshake, but to be honest, sir, well, 2 to 8 is done, and now we're focusing on 10 and 9. We exchanged with Nat's group, and we're putting it all together into one document. So 2 to 8 is okay, but lesson 9 and 10, we're still having some difficulties on where to place them. I feel like it's tedious work, but the best way is for us to rearrange them in our individual groups, then share so that we can at least, see what others think. And if, for example, we aren't sure about one sign, we can compare it to another groups.
Yeah,
But it's a great learning experience. I'm learning a lot from this process.
yeah. Um, there is a program at CUHK which will do this automatically, arrange everything automatically. But there is a problem with this. You have to transcribe every sign in complete detail before the program will work. And if you make a mistake in transcription, then the program doesn't work. So I don't like that program because, first of all, you don't know how to do it yourself if you don't have the program. And second of all, even if you have the program and you make mistakes, you can't correct those mistakes unless you really understand the transcription. So computerization is good, but if you have to transcribe everything before the computer can do it, I don't think that's the best way to do it, because this way you're learning now is you can do it by yourself on your own computer. You don't need anybody's help, once you practice enough. So this is why I'm teaching you this way. Yes, Shak?
So we're progressing definitely. And I have to kind of check myself because, I tend to just cut and paste, but then without even thinking about the exact arrangement that we talked about for the first
Yeah,
hand shape, second hand shape. And, for me, because I work on my own, the best, right? So I
yeah,
just kind of transfer it.
yeah.
And then, so when, for example, the sign for child
Mhm.
is something I missed. So, and when I'm looking for the hand shape, like for not yet, I try to look it up and I just place it where I think it is. But, you know, I have to check myself because, again, we have to make sure that everyone is in agreement first before we, have the final document. But it seems
Yeah.
like for me, it's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, that's true.
Marvin has his hand up.
Yes, Marvin.
So Ray and Jasmine and I were discussing lessons 1 to 10, I believe, and making sure that we have the labels for each sign and that we arrange them properly so that we can have like all the information there. And so we're double checking even the symbols, like where the hand orientations are. And from our double checking, we found that there are mistakes. We then have edited it, but again, it's very tedious work.
Yes. Well, anyway, I think you're all progressing well. So we'll go back and have one more round, and then let's come back at 3:45 to have a final discussion and to talk about what kind of work we'll do tomorrow. Is that okay?
Sounds good, sir.
Take a break. Take a break first. Yeah. So Jasmine, you had a comment?
Yes, sir. What are we doing again as groups?
Well, have you finished
I missed
everything
it,
yet?
sorry.
Have you finished
Just
arranging
for hand shape, for one hand shape, for the
one
one-handed hand
handshake?
shape.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. But did you look at palm orientation, finger orientation? Everything is classified, right, for one-handed signs?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's done.
All right. So what about shock
What
group?
about
And then what about
Shaq and
Nat's
Nat?
group?
Yeah, we're still working on it, sir.
Okay.
Shaq is saying.
Okay.
Nat, what about you?
Well,
Nat, are
what
you
I
done?
would like,
For one-handed signs, yes. What about the symbols? Do you have it? Yes. Even the finger
okay.
orientations? Yes.
Okay. So then basically you're finished enough to have a sorry.
Sorry, he's just talking about there are certain hand shapes yet that we are missing. So, when we put in the header, we haven't,
Right.
we don't have all the hand shapes yet. Like the bird hand shape. We don't have that hand shape.
Okay. Okay. All right. So then what I suggest is each group discuss with each other and see if you come up with the same ordering. Then tomorrow we can work on two-handed signs. But I would prefer you all to discuss this. And then if you can't come to an agreement, then you ask me. And then I will give you a suggestion.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you all responsibility for controlling the discussion. But basically it will rest with Nat and Jasmine and Shock to work out how you want to present this and discuss it. You can do it handshake by handshake if you want. So look at this hand shape and then you agree or you disagree. And look at this hand shape, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so this is something you will be doing on your own for book 2 and book 3. So I want to give you the responsibility now for seeing how you want to discuss. I think Shock had a question.
Yes,
Comment?
Shaq had his hand up. kind of like a big event activity. Like if I be the host along with Jasmine, will lead in the activity where, okay, this is the handshake we want, the S handshake. We'll put it up, and then we'll ask Marvin and all the various the other people. We'll go one by one. Peebs, Mang, Jasmine. Oh, sorry, no, Jasmine's the host. Ray, Renz. So each of us will have to defend something like that. I think that'd be
Oh,
nice,
that's good.
just to see if we have the same, if we're on the same page.
Okay, so I can, if you're gonna all do it in a group where everybody can watch, then I'll stay online. I mean, I've been online, but I'll stay and watch the group. And then at 2:45, we will look at any last minute questions you may have. And then if you come up with something you can't decide on, then we can talk about it. And you can ask me. Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. All right. Dr. Woody, this is the interpreter.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, the computer program you're talking about is something like a software where you need to like put in configurations for each hand shape, and then it arranges it automatically. Is that what it is?
Not only you have to put in all the phonetic symbols for the hand shape, the palm orientation, the finger orientation,
Ah, okay.
the location, everything,
I see.
and then it generates it. But every time I've had people use that at CUHK, there are plenty of mistakes, and I have to go through it by hand. So if you have mistakes going in, then you'll have mistakes going out. So it relies on the transcription skills of students, which sometimes is a little abstract. It's kind of easier just to look at the drawings rather than to try to transcribe them holistically.
And you also need a background in like computer programming as well for that?
I can put you in touch with somebody at CUHK who does that, and I don't think they've let the program out, so
Okay.
they would do it for you.
I see. Thank you, sir.
You know, so this is another problem, and for me, in the sense that the deaf people don't really have control over the work. They have to go through an institution.
Okay.
So, and then like in this particular day and age when, you know, there are problems with COVID, and it's difficult to handle.
Right. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah. But if you want, just send me an email and I can send you the name of the person who's done
Oh,
the
no,
program.
I just wanted to clarify just to um, just for interpreting
Yeah,
wise.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So
Go ahead, Dr. Woody.
either way, you can, decide on either way. It looks like they're in roughly the same location. Um, and you can just decide one way or the other. Movement towards the dominant side is first, movement towards the non-dominant side is first. And then just make a decision and follow that one if you come up against it again. We don't really have any clear ways of doing this. Personally, I think you ask him or her is a little more typical of signs than 100. Because it's going in the same direction. The movement is going in the same direction as the orientation. So which one do you think you would like to see first?
I think for me, Shaq is saying we should switch it just to follow the process of the orientation, the hand orientation 1st, right?
So you're suggesting you ask him goes first? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree that seems to be more natural to me. Because it's the orientation is here and the movement is following the orientation. If the orientation is here, the movement is away from the orientation.
Okay, so we'll do that. We'll switch it the other way
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree or any comments? Matt? I think Meng was first. Okay, Meng, go ahead. And I also wanted to mention like the space from big, because like big to small and then movement. So 100 goes towards the dominant side, ask goes to the non-dominant hand. So just to point that out. Jasmine, did you want to add? Are we good, Bay? Okay. So 100 should be second because, okay, this is 100 compared to ask. It seems like ask is more of a heavy movement, whereas 100 is less of a movement. kind of like the other numbers, 30, 40, less energy. So 100 is first, ask is second. That's my opinion. So what do you guys think? Excuse me, this is Shaq. I'm wondering, wait, well, maybe Nat should go first before I mention. What about ask? Do you think ask should go first, Nat? Yeah, my hand movement's a little bit different as well because it goes like this as opposed to going inward, or what do you guys think? Peebs has his hand up. Yeah, based on the design on the picture, it looks like this. I guess also depending on if we're going to choose that as the actual sign, there's a lot of variation for that sign. So yeah, it'll depend on that variation for sure. This is Shaq. Based on the movement, again, we have to go by palm orientation first. And so just for order of operation. So Jasmine said, yeah, it's a less heavy sign per se with 100, but I don't know. I'm just really wanting to follow the order. So what does the other people from our team say? Peeps has his hand up. So my turn. I agree. I agree. Yes, I agree with you, Shaq. We have to follow the order of operation, the rules, even if there's other factors like, less movement, lighter movement. I mean, yes, we have to consider that, but I think primarily we need to establish the uh, the order of operation that we've agreed upon, and that is what we can use as basis, right, for our reasoning.
Again, I want to emphasize that there's no one correct way of doing this. But whatever rule you decide to follow,
Sorry, can you repeat,
do it
Dr.
for all.
Woody? You're breaking up a little bit.
Say again.
Can you repeat what you said? You broke up. You disconnected there for a few seconds.
Okay, so whatever you decide, for example, if you decide to use the orientation as a predictor of the movement, then you should always use that if you have a similar pair. Okay, and if you decide to use lighter movement versus heavier movement, then you have to follow that in every case. And then we can put a note in the beginning of the dictionary as to what happens and give examples. Okay? All
Okay,
right?
sir. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Aye, aye, sir.
So, okay, Swabby Nat, scrub the deck.
Haha, Dr. Waddy.
Okay, okay. Well, let me close for today. And we come back. If you want to continue for a couple of more minutes, that's fine. It's almost time to go. And you worked hard today. We'll continue tomorrow, and we will start off with this, finish the one-handed signs. And then I want to talk a little bit about the English to sign language part of the dictionary, how to order that. I'll just mention a little bit today. So for example, this sign could be translated as he or she or it. Okay. So when you have the one sign, you have this, and then you have he, comma, she, comma, it, whatever. Okay. When you do the English part of the dictionary, you want one sign like this in the H section for he. You want another sign that looks the same way in the I section for it. And another sign in the S section for she. Okay, you can't put all of those together. You can put all of those together when you have the sign to English, but when you're looking for English, you have to put each English word separately. So we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Okay, there's a section in the Yangon dictionary I sent you where there's a translation of, let me just show you very quickly. All right. So I'm going to find he. Oops, not working here. Ah, sorry, wrong thing. There's a sign called neat. Okay, so I just put in neat. Here you can see. This is a sign to English. Neat clothes, well-pressed clothes. Two meanings. Okay. So when we go down again for the English dictionary, hold on. Sorry. I'm not following this one. Okay. We'll look at neat again. Now you see, this is English, and it's in the section in for neat. But there's no well-pressed clothes here. So go back. Neat clothes, well-pressed clothes. Two meanings. This is in the sign to English. But when we get to English to sign, under N, there is neat clothes. And under W, there is well-pressed clothes. So you should have one, this sign should be one part in the English should be, one part in it should be under she, S for she. Okay, so just think about that a little bit. And hopefully we'll have a chance to work a little bit on the English part of the dictionary soon. Okay?
Okay, sir.
We'll go over it in more detail tomorrow, but any particular question?
We're good, sir.
Okay. All right, so then we'll close for today unless you want to continue. And then see you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thanks to all of
interpreter.
you, and thanks to the interpreters.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. See
Bye,
you
sir.
tomorrow.
Bye, December.
Bye.